Hey, welcome to our class of Tuesday Night Beer School with me, Chad of Chad's Beer Reviews, and...
Me, Christina.
Well, actually, I'm kind of a student on this one, too, because it's a style I don't think I've ever had before. Maybe I've had a few of these beers, like, here and there. I never even looked at the specs until just now. So, what are we talking about? X5! New Zealand Pilsner. So, this is like they have all these experimental styles literally at the end of the guidelines, like past the appendix, past the glossary.
Okay, so X5.
Yeah, they have all the like New Zealand and Argentinian type beer styles. I don't know why they don't have Italian Pilsner, because I've had way more Italian Pilsners than New Zealand Pilsners. So, anyway, overall impression, a pale, dry, golden colored, cleanly fermented beer showcasing the characteristic tropical, citrusy, fruity, grassy, that's New Zealand type hops. They should have just went with tropical. Medium body, soft mouthfeel, and smooth palate finish with a neutral or bready malt base provide the support for this very drinkable, refreshing, hop-forward beer. The hop aromatics have a similar quality as many New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc wines with tropical. Yeah, they're very melony. Often brewed as a hybrid style in New Zealand using a neutral ale yeast at cool temperatures. Interesting. Limiting the sulfur content of the finished product is important since it can clash with the hop character. Largest find started in the mid-90s. So ingredients, New Zealand hop varieties, obviously. So if you ever see these hop varieties, you know they're from New Zealand. Motica I'm familiar with. Robuake I'm not. Nelson Sauvin I've heard of for years. That's like basically like white grape.
Oh, okay.
Pacific Jade. Other New World varieties from Australia. Pale base malts, Pilsner, okay. Small percentage of wheat. Okay, I didn't know that. Fairly low mineral water, typically with more chloride than sulfate. Clean lager yeast or very neutral ale yeast. Compared to a German Pils, not as crisp and dry in the finish, with a softer, maltier presentation and a fuller body. Compared to a Czech premium pale lager Pilsner. Less malt complexity, cleaner fermentation, yeah. Similar balance to a Kolsch or British Golden Ale, but with a hoppier aroma. Compared to any of these German styles showcasing New Zealand hop varieties with tropical citrusy. Yeah, you said
Again,
that.
tropical,
Yeah.
citrusy, and grass.
Yeah.
That's what I'm anticipating.
All right, and it's funny because the beer we have is not even from New Zealand. It's American beer.
Oh.
This is from Stormbreaker Brewing. They're out of Portland, Oregon. What We Brew in the Shadows, New Zealand style Pilsner. So obviously this is based on the movie and TV show of the same name. That's why I got it. A lager with some bite, hops bite. So it's Nelson Sauvin, Southern Cross, and Waiati hops. I've heard the first one. It's only 4.9 ABV, 28 IBUs, so it's kind of, a little bit of bitterness for a lager. All right, so we'll get these in the glasses, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back with our What We Brew in the Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give this thing a whiff. It's not that aromatic.
I see what they mean by, like, they said something about Sauvignon Blanc. I don't know if it's going to be there in the smell, but I can smell it.
Yeah, a little bit like a white grape.
Yeah. White grape wine.
And, I thought it'd be, like, a little bit more malty, or, like, a little bit more,
Hoppy?
No, like, the actual, like grainy malt base, you know?
There's a sweetness there, though. I don't know if it's probably that citrus aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, like, a faint kind of orange thing on here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's not very strong at all.
Usually when I think New Zealand beer, I just think white grape.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe, like kind of like how the hazies are with the pineapple and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, like, a very muted nose. I'm very surprised.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's check the specs on that. Aroma, medium to high hop aroma reflective of modern New World hop varieties, often showcasing tropical fruit, citrus, gooseberry, honeydew melon, like green bell pepper or grassy aspect.
Nope.
Medium low to medium malt and support with a neutral or bready crackery quality. Very low DMS acceptable. Okay. Neutral clean yeast character, I agree with that, yeah. Option with a very light sulfury quality. The hop character should be most prominent in the balance, but some malt character must be evident. Yeah, I'll give you, some, yeah. But, they're saying medium to high hop aroma, and I'm saying kind of like maybe medium low or something, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pretty low on this one.
Same.
I'm thinking 7.
I was gonna do a 7.
Okay. Appearance, well, it looks like a pilsner. Actually, that's more like a Czech pilsner because it's kind of like a darker gold approaching amber.
Yeah, it's gold.
It looks copper on camera. It's not. It's like gold. Yeah, and it's funny because like when I poured it, this glass got like all the foam, and I transferred it to hers, and then hers foamed up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still leaving a little bit of foam on there, but yeah, I would say it's very clear.
Yeah,
and
extremely clear.
maybe if I had poured it in an actual pilsner glass, would have got more foam, but that's okay. Let's see what the specs say about that. Straw to deep golden color. Most examples are yellow gold. Generally clear to brilliant clarity. Haziness is a fault. Creamy, long-lasting white head. Well, I mean, the fact that it's still hanging around.
It still has it.
Yeah.
It's not flat.
I'll give that the full 3, but if I had to, I could see bumping that down to 2. You're giving it a 3 too?
Yes.
I just assumed you were. All right, well, here comes the best part. Cheers.
Cheers. Wow. This is a lot drier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, and it's not like more spicier too.
Mm-hmm.
Like this isn't. I was expecting like something like kind of like an IPA, like very tropical and honeydew melon and stuff like that, white grape.
Yeah, and something obviously green. They mentioned in grass. Do you get grass on this?
Not really, unless you count. I get like a little bit of a dankness on here.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not. I would not call this tropical at all, really.
It's not. There's no sweetness to this at all.
Yeah, I mean, it has like that legit kind of crackery kind of malt base,
Yeah.
like grainy malt base.
Kind of a peppery bite to it, maybe?
Yeah, that's probably from the hops. Yeah, it's like peppery or dank. I think peppery is probably more accurate.
Yeah.
Like whenever I think of a dank beer, I always think. Remember, we had Fiddlehead in New York last year. That's like the dankest beer in the world.
Really dank.
Yeah.
This is not.
Yeah, this one it definitely drinks like a lager. I will say it is only 4.9 ABV. So like, even though it's a hop marketed beer, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Like to me, none of these hops are really popping.
I mean, they describe it as tropical citrus and stone fruit expression, and I don't get any of that.
No, to me, this actually kind of drinks like a German or Czech Pilsner.
It does.
Yeah. It's like, where's the tropical aromas?
No aromas, no taste. It's pretty straightforward. Not that complex.
I don't know. They must just not have dry hopped it. Because, like, usually dry hopping is like bringing out that huge, juicy melon aroma.
Yeah.
And also the fact the beer is very clear. So usually it's hard. I mean, you can dry hop the hell out of something, but trying to clear it up is a pain. All right, let's see what these specs say. Medium to high hop bitterness, cleanly bitter, not harsh. I mean, yeah, I'll give you that. Most prominent in the balance and lasting in the aftertaste, medium to high hop flavor, with similar characteristics in the aroma. Yeah, I mean, maybe grass, maybe. But medium to medium low malt flavor, grainy, sweet, bready, or crackery. Okay, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Clean fermentation profile. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not getting butter or anything on here. Dry to off dry with a clean, smooth finish and bitter but not harsh aftertaste. The malt may suggest an impression of sweetness, but the beer should not be literally sweet.
Definitely not.
The finish may be dry but not seem crisp or biting. The balance should always be bitter, but the malt flavor must be noticeable. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it hits those marks for the most part. I'm just disappointed, like the lack of a tropical. It's funny because, like, if we were judging this blind, it would actually meet those specs pretty well.
Right. It meets the specs pretty well, just not the description
Yeah.
that they provided on the can.
Yeah, maybe I feel like they put like the wrong beer in the can.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't say it had to be like all those hop flavors. It's just saying one of these. Melon, berry,
Yeah.
grass. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, but to me, it's more almost like noble hops, like spicy, like rye, peppercorn, little dank,
Yeah.
It's maybe even like a tiny little bit pine, but I'm not getting citrus or tropical on here.
Not at all, but it is like a Pilsner.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to judge.
Yeah.
I'll be a little generous. I'm going to give this a 15.
I'll do a 14.
Okay. All right, mouthfeel. Totally forgot to even think about it.
It's like a medium.
Yeah. Yeah, about medium, maybe medium light, and probably about medium high carbonation.
Yeah, about medium carbonation.
Pretty effervescent. It definitely leaves a malty aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I get like a tiny little bit of warming on it.
There is a little bit for such a light beer.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. All right, let's see what the specs say on that. Medium to medium light body. Okay, medium to medium high carb. Yep. Smoothest, most prominent impression. Never harsh or astringent.
Yeah. You think it's harsh?
No, I mean astringent just means like drying, like overly drying. I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, for me that one's pretty much right there. As far as the mouthfeel, yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna give it the full 5.
Me too. It's a 5.
Overall, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should go back and redo the aroma. Cause
okay.
I've done that before when I've been judging. Medium to high hop aroma. All right. Well, it kind of fails that because it's not very hop smelling.
Not at all.
World hop varieties. It says often showcasing, not must showcase or whatever.
Right.
Or grassy, maybe. But it's like it lists all these fruit things first, and it says with, like as in it, like this is second fiddle, no pun intended.
Yeah.
So, but as far like so, it fails on the hop part. But like the malt part, I think it passes pretty well. But it does say hop character should be most prominent. Yeah. So.
For me, it was just that it's really hard to detect a smell on this.
I think that 7 is fair.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it just had been more New Zealand-y, I think this would have scored higher. I'm going to give this a 6.
My average is a 7.
7.
It's a good Pilsner.
All right, so we both give it a 36.
Yeah, it's a good Pilsner, but
yeah,
if it's going to distinguish itself as a New Zealand Pilsner, it might sell just based on the label, but
yeah.
Is it really? I don't know.
Yeah, to me, in fact, I think in retrospect now, I think that's 36 is even a little high. I think I would drop my flavor down to like an 11, maybe, 5.
Yeah, I could come down to.
Yeah, I think it's closer to like a 30 tops, and even that kind of seems high. But I mean,
mouthfeel saved it.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I like the malt quality, but the hop quality is really missing. At least it's really drinkable.
Nothing special about it.
Thanks for doing this experimental beer style.
Of course.
And we'll see you next time, whenever that is. I don't know.
Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.